Sounds familiar, doesn't it? These are the famous first lines from Charles Dickens' novel A Tale of Two Cities, and they come in beautifully handy to introduce the topic of today's webinar. The best of times. We currently live in a golden era of freedom of expression and information. Never ever before was it possible to instantly reach so many people with their own thoughts and feelings. The age of wisdom. Knowledge is literally at our fingertips. Internet offers access to a virtually endless library. The epoch of belief. Well, not so good. If we believe everything one can read or watch on the internet, we are doomed. Actually, I don't know if these times deserve to be called the worst of times for freedom of expression, but I wouldn't blame you for thinking so. As to the age of foolishness, don't get me started. But there is something even more worrisome, the epoch of incredulity. We are currently witnessing an increasing level of mistrust in institutions, political leaders, and news media. In all of this, social media services play a central role. They allow billions of people to interact with each other in an unprecedented way, for the best and for the worst. Concerning the worst, social media services can filter, rank, promote, and demote information according to their own internal policies and terms and conditions, which, by the way, every user signs, but practically no one reads in detail. Social media services can also remove content, sometimes in a rather surprising way, and in extreme cases, they even expel users from their services. Given the amount of content on social media, moderating these services is no easy task. Moreover, content moderation requires each time to walk a narrow path, removing harmful content while upholding freedom of speech. And while they do this on the basis of their own terms and conditions, let's not forget that social media services must also obey the law. So, what does the law say about it? In the European Union, the e-commerce directive provides general rules which are platform and content neutral. It includes an exemption of liability for hosting providers when they don't have actual knowledge of illegal content or activity and act promptly upon knowledge. There is, however, no general obligation to monitor information. These general rules are complemented by specific EU legislation covering audiovisual media services, copyright, terrorism, child sexual abuse, and racism and xenophobia. At national level, some member states have introduced rules on online content moderation, in some cases in a controversial way. All these rules do not seem to be enough because, as you already know, at the end of 2020, the European Commission tabled a proposal for a more comprehensive regulatory package, the so-called Digital Services Act package, which, among many other things, sets out clear due diligence obligations for certain intermediary services, including notice and action procedures for illegal content and the possibility to challenge the platform's content moderation decisions. Furthermore, it sets a higher standard of transparency and accountability on how the providers of very large platforms moderate content. Now the question is, will these new rules solve or rather create new problems? Let's talk about it.